We are going to do front brakes and cut the rotors on this 2013 Ford Escape. These pins seem to be frozen. When I come in this way and I try to catch the edge and collapse them, it's fighting me. And I have a feeling these pins are really rough here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the caps off the back and then pull the pins out. What are the pins? These pins are a 7 Allen. That's how you get them out of there. And then I'm gonna very carefully pry this off the front. This thing will spring out and hit you in the face, so be very careful. The part number for the front brake pads on this are FU2Z 2V001J. Alright, so after I pulled the clip off, I just pulled the top off over here, and then I pried the part that goes in this hole here out. I pulled the pins back far enough to get this to start moving off, and then I took my screwdriver right here at the top, use the rotor as leverage, and just push in and get that piston to collapse as much as I can, because there's a lot of rust and stuff in here. It's trying to bind up and fight me coming off. So I'll just work this until I get this off of here. It's really there it goes. A lot of pad life left, but everything's just so rusty and it's thumping. He's got these warped. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this backing plate off. I'm pretty sure it's two the caliper bracket, it's two 18mm bolts that hold that in there. Now you can do it however you want, but I take the caliper and set it up out of the way. And now I'm going to get this off of here. A lot of rust around here, so I'm going to smack it on the face here a few times with a hammer. So what I do is I'll take a regular hammer like this and I'll set it in between the studs, and I'll take my big hammer and I'll smack the face of this instead of the rotor, and I'll do that a bunch all the way around. Then I'll come on the back side and I'll give it a few taps from the outside. If you're replacing them, it doesn't matter anyway. If you are going to machine them, be very careful with tapping on the back side, because you can put some pretty deep grooves in it and then have to do a lot of machining to get it out. So now I'm going to go cut these rotors and clean up the spindle face and stuff like that. I'll be back. Okay, I took a grinder to the back of it. Probably not going to pass. I'm probably going to have to end up replacing this rotor, but this is on a warranty program, so I have to make this rotor fail before I can replace it under warranty. They want you to make an attempt to cut imperfections out of it, so I had to bust a big rust ring off the back of this here and here. I had to clean up the face for where my mounting tool is going to go, and then on the outside I had to go around and buzz all that down on the edge, and the same thing on the edge here, or else it won't pass. So now we're going to go set it up on a lathe and cut it. Alright, I've got it set up. Now what I need to do is I need to go ahead and adjust my teeth and put a silencing band around it. What I wanted to do here is pick a spot. So I got it on there centered, it's not all bouncing around, and we'll go from there. Alright, I've got my silencing band on it. I've got everything unlocked, and now I'm going to work it in just until I make contact. Alright, I made contact. I'm going to set it at 0. Made contact. Set them both at 0. Now I'm going to turn it in. start with 5 thousandths. I don't think it's going to cut it out of there. I don't like doing more than 5,000s, but that's where I'm going to start. And then I'll put a sound stone on it too back here, one of these. I'll go ahead and lock this down, lock this one down, set this on a low setting, fine cut, because it's going to send it. See what it's looking like as I'm cutting. Put my stone on it once I start making contact. So minimum spec on the front rotors is 29 millimeter. No, 23 millimeter. And we are at (22, 24, 26, 28), between 28 and 29. So we're in spec, very much so in spec. So I've got this one cut. I'm going to go ahead and put pads and stuff on it on this side. I'm going to jump over to the other side. What you want to do is you want to get like a grinder disc brush, and all this stuff is going to get cleaned out real good, because there are no guides on this, no clips. This just sits in there loosely. I'll clean it up and show you what it looks like when I'm done. About like so. Just as long as these channels here are cleaned out and this face is fairly clean, I'll clean this face up a little bit more, top and bottom. That's really all you need. This vehicle is so rusty, I'd be sitting here grinding on this thing all day. So I'll slap a little slide pin grease in there, top and bottom, and then you have to put your pads back in your caliper first, and you're gonna have to collapse that. I'll show you the tool I use. All right, this is what I'll use to slide in that and compress that piston even more, push it in the rest of the way. I got this off the Cornwall truck, but you can get this on Amazon for like 20 bucks. RB279 is the part number, but Amazon has these for like 20 bucks. I paid like 60 for this because it was off the tool truck with a warranty. And this is the silicone brake caliper grease I use. It's a XG3A from Ford, and I just put a little bit where they slide back and forth, and a little bit right on the face. Make sure you don't get it on the caliper, and then that slides right over it now. Make sure you got your pins pushed back all the way, or else they'll fight you. Uh-oh. Let me set that on there first. This is the other acceptable way to put it on. I just thought it would stay because I'm videoing, but obviously not. And now you'll make sure your pins are greased real good and cleaned up. See if I can pull this one out of here. Take some of that caliper grease and slide all over this and go ahead and torque all that stuff down. Oh, remember when you put this bracket back on here, take a little dab of that blue Loctite, just a little bit, and put it on these bolts when you go to torque them back down. Alright, this is how I get these started. I'll put the tops of these clips on, the center of the clip on, and then I'll work it like this, and then try to hold it, stop it from popping me in the face at the same time. It's going to be hard while videoing. Yeah, see, it wants to come out. I gotta do this without videoing. Okay, there it is, all installed. That little faint line right there, it's not gonna make a difference. It's a stain that goes through there where something's been rubbing. Now put your caps back on, put a little grease in the end of it if you want.